I have been wanting to do this for a long time, and I think that the time has come to finally talk about maybe the most well-known, anime out there. Definitely among the top 5 most famous anime, and definitely one of the most popular manga that has ever been made. I am talking about One Piece, of course, which has been going on for, I don't know, at least 20 years. It is ranked as, on my anime list, it's ranked as the only 89th most, highest scored anime of all time. But still, it's really popular, with being the 36th most popular anime on my anime list. With that said, I am pretty sure that if you took the whole world under one, many people would know about One Piece, and probably a lot more people than would know about this anime compared to others that are higher up on this website. Anyways, almost 1 million members have rated it, and the score of One Piece currently on my anime list is 8.53, which is over 500,000 people have rated it. So it's a decent score for being such a long-run anime show. And yeah, for those that just want to know what I think it's a great anime. So far One Piece is a 9 of 10 for me. Sometimes I feel that it deserves a 10 of 10, and sometimes I feel that it deserves an 8 of 10. Right now I feel that it's on a 9 of 10 overall. Personally, I have seen 899 episodes, and the total amount of episodes that have come out so far is a bit more. I think, it's more than 900 episodes now of One Piece. And the last episode that came was episode 906. So, in other words, One Piece is probably one of the longest running anime shows out there. It's definitely the longest anime that I have ever seen, and I'm as always looking forward to the next episodes, because this show really is a great anime. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to explain to you why I have One Piece on a 9 of 10, and we're gonna go into that now. But first, I just wanna quickly tell you what it's all about. Because basically you have the main character, his name is Luffy, and he wants to become a pirate king, as we all know. And it's a fantasy world, and you have pirates here, you have ships, you have sailing, you have big vast worlds and islands, and a lot of fantasy stuff. You can maybe sometimes I can feel like comparing it to Pirates of the Caribbean, when you have ships going at going at each other in the water. And then I would like to compare it to, Naruto and other animes, because you have a lot of fighting with overpowered, superpowers and special effects and all that kind of stuff that you usually find in shonen animes such as this one. One Piece has a lot of characters. We're going to talk more about that later. 899 episodes. The story of One Piece is just it's been going on for a really, really long time, and that is probably the most amazing thing about this series, is the story, which I, of course, alone would think is a masterpiece. If the story was everything to an anime, this would have been, without a doubt, a masterpiece. Because One Piece has a great story, and the simple idea is, as said, that Luffy, our main boy character, he wants to be a pirate king, and he has to go on these amazing journeys where he meets other friends and other pirates. He meets good guys and bad guys, and he does everything. It's so much happening in One Piece. Yeah, and well, maybe the first 50 episodes or so, it took some time to really get the show going. I feel that maybe the 50 first episodes of One Piece were a bit, not directly slow, but they were not that entertaining. But as we all know, that was the same with Naruto, that had almost 30 episodes before it really started to get exciting, I think. So yeah, One Piece had maybe 50, maybe more, before it started to kick off. But at that point, when I started to watch One Piece, there had been released over 500 episodes, so I knew that there were a lot of stuff coming. And boy, it does get both complicated but also very impressive how this story just develops into a bigger world with more and more characters joining him. And a lot of those characters are well fleshed out, so that you start caring about them. And of course I care about our main guy. As said, we're going to talk about the characters later, but the story just it gets more complicated, the world gets bigger, and where One Piece succeeds where others have failed. I would like to compare it to, for instance, Bleach and Naruto, that did have a lot of awesome fighting, as I've said before, but the story, I think both for Naruto and Bleach, became too complicated, and well, it went downhill some points. When it comes to One Piece and how the story just continues to develop, it becomes better and better and better, because well, the writer of the manga, Eiichiro Oda, he seems to really know how to make it all fit together in this large world of One Piece. And that's one of the things that's so great about it, because even though that the story becomes more and more intense and complicated, and the world gets bigger and bigger, and you get more and more characters, he still manages to make it all fit together, so that you can really relate to, so this guy is the brother of that guy, and they're going to that island and doing this stuff, but you know that those people know that they're there, and blah blah blah. So it always fits together, I think. And yeah, I just have good things to say about the story. That for 899 episodes now have been going on, and it's still good. There are of course some times that it can become a bit boring. Not all of these episodes are equally exciting, of course, but One Piece has many good arcs. You can say an arc is approximately 50 episodes at a time, and then One Piece has some arcs that are not that good. So that's. But for the most part, I am really satisfied with this story. So let's move on to talking about the characters, which are also a very good part of this anime. Aside from Luffy, you have Zoro, Sanji, Brook, Usopp, Frankie, and Robin, and I am forgetting one, but Chopper and Nami. Yeah, those are the last. So, and a dozen of other characters, but those I just mentioned are the main characters right now. I'm gonna try to not spoil anything, but he meets characters and they join his crew, because Luffy is set on this goal of becoming the Pirate King, but of course the story is much more than that. The characters join him, but they are not just... sometimes they can feel less, like just a side character that just follows the main guy kind of character, but you do get time to flesh them out in many ways. So overall, the characters in One Piece are really good, I think. But everything can become... in this department, I think that there is always room for improvements. There is still there are still some stuff that I would like to see more of when it comes to characters in One Piece. You do have some character development, of course. I've seen 899 episodes. I know that the characters have been through a lot of character development, and it's always really satisfying when that happens. But still, what One Piece could have more of, I think, is maybe, well, how shall I explain, inner thoughts, and kind of like I would like to see more discussion and arguing and bonds between the characters, because you can say that it's a very extroverted way they behave in many ways, both when they're fighting and when they're talking and when the characters are doing stuff. And sometimes I kind of miss a bit of this thing that maybe shows like Death Note and Naruto had going on with relationships between the characters, more deeper and advanced thinking, and also a bit of the psychological aspect of anime that other animes can do really good. I think One Piece has some of it, and I can, without spoiling anything, there are a certain part, I think it's about around episode 450 or something, when two of the main characters, maybe it was before that, but two of the main characters do have some quarrels in a certain arc, and that was really special because that was, for me, the first time that this happened, and I really enjoyed it because you could really feel that they had kind of different opinions and that they showed some emotions. Maybe emotions is the key that, I know that you guys that have seen One Piece know there is a lot of emotion in One Piece, and the show really executes it well at many points. But still, there is room for development there. But overall, I'm really satisfied with the characters in One Piece. A lot of interesting characters, and very many good side characters also that joins the show and can stay for longer parts. And it's an excellent way the writer manages to get the characters back into the story, and the main characters remember them, and you can remember, oh, I saw that character in a previous arc when they were on that island doing this kind of stuff. So One Piece really does it well in that department. Overall, I will give the character section of this anime a 9 of 10. So as you can tell, it's so far a really good show with a masterpiece of a story and a great character, Rooster. There is insanely many characters, by the way. So beware, you're not gonna remember all the names. I doubt it, but if you have a brain like me, remembering names can be difficult. Let's move on. You could have talked for hours about the characters, but let's move on. Maybe we can go to the music, because One Piece has a lot of cool music. I think One Piece actually has very many cool intro and outro songs, especially the intro songs of One Piece. The show doesn't have so many outro songs nowadays, when I remember that. But the show really manages to make this upbeat and energetic kind of music in the intros that make you really feel that you're on an adventure with a lot of color and happiness and positivity and extroverted thinking and energy, as mentioned. Yeah, that's how I feel when I think about the show. And the show has a lot of cool soundtracks that are played during maybe fights and actions and all that kind of stuff. It could have had even more cool. It could have some more of the memorable soundtracks and stuff like that. But overall, the music is good in One Piece. I think maybe shows like Bleach and Naruto had slightly better, what should we say, fighting music and action music. That those shows had some tunes that I can't get out of my head because they were so awesome. One Piece has, as mentioned, good intro songs and a lot of positive, energetic music throughout, but not as many memorable and epic soundtracks in the fighting scenes and action scenes that I would have hoped for this kind of show. That is maybe one of the places the show could have been better. So for the music section, I think One Piece deserves a 7 of 10, maybe an 8 of 10 actually. Depends on how much you should consider the intro songs though. But yeah, just go on YouTube, search for One Piece OSTs, and you will find a lot of cool. You will find a lot of cool action music. Yeah. When it comes to the animation of One Piece, the show has over 900 episodes, and the animation has changed from being really good to being bad to being medium. I think first you can talk about the art style of One Piece, because that is maybe where the most people I know fall off and don't even start watching One Piece, because it has a special art style that I appreciate now, and I really do like now and find very unique. It's the way that they are drawn that makes One Piece maybe stand out a bit also. But yeah, I gotta admit that it took some time before I started watching this show, mainly because of the art style, because they don't look as cool in the start. It looks a bit too cartoonish, a bit too simplified maybe, a bit too childish. If you wanted to start it when you were 18 years old like I did. That's why, many people maybe start with watching Bleach or Death Note or Naruto, because those shows have a more appealing art style at first glance. One Piece doesn't have that, so it has to deliver on the other parts, and it does, of course, in the story and the character section. If it weren't for that, I think many people would have fallen off. But when you get used to it, man, you can get used to it. When you get used to this, that One Piece looks like this, and you just focus on the good things, I think that's the way to do it, because you're not gonna... You can get used to it, and yeah, there are some cool characters actually, and cool designs when you first get used to it. So let's not bash One Piece for having an ugly art style. Let's just admit that it is standing a bit out, and that's how the art style is. So yeah, when it comes to the animation, how fluid are the movements and stuff like that, it goes, as mentioned, from being good sometimes it's decent, for the most part it's average, and maybe some episodes are badly animated, but actually I think that One Piece maybe have the most stable animation when you compare it to other shows, such as, always, Bleach and Naruto, that also were going on at the same time this show was going on. Yeah, so overall I think that One Piece has a decent animation. Well, I won't say maybe decent, but it's certainly average. Some of the episodes are really cool. A lot of the action scenes in One Piece do look really awesome, but there are some episodes that, I can remember, I think it was from episode 400 to 550 or something, that the animation was not as good as you were hoping for. Also, you have, I think, the first 100 episodes actually didn't have that good animation. It looked a bit too stiffy. You want more fluid movement, right? Especially in action series such as this one. Yeah, so that's what I feel about the animation for One Piece, which will get an 6 of 10 for the animation. And that's maybe the that's maybe the main reason why it doesn't get a 10 of 10. Because if the animation would have been great, then yeah, that might have helped One Piece getting a 10 of 10. But yeah, let's move on to the last part, which is also one of the strongest parts of One Piece, and that is the entertainment value. How exciting is it to watch One Piece? It's really exciting, it's fabulous, and yeah, this is one of those shows that you can easily watch one episode a day, I think, and sometimes you feel like watching maybe 3-4 episodes at a time. But I never really had the urge to watch like 10 or 20 episodes at a time like I did with other shows, but One Piece certainly has this positive energy, and the creativity is outstanding. As mentioned before, how this author manages to make so much things happening in this big pirate world and makes it all connect together. That is really, really impressive. He must have a mastermind of ideas and creativity. So you never get bored with One Piece. I never really got bored with it so far. But yeah, I am still hoping for more epic, long arcs, where there can be a bit more seriousness over a longer period. Sometimes I feel that sometimes One Piece is a bit too, comic, and it takes itself it takes itself too little serious. It could have been more serious for a long period sometimes, and sometimes I do feel that the author is actually changing too much from one place to another. He really likes to have multiple things going on at once, so everything can go together in a big bam on an island or something. The action and the bad guy and the fighting and all this stuff are gonna happen in one big wham at the end. But sometimes it can be a bit repetitive, that you know that they're going to an island and something is going on there, and blah blah blah, this happens, that happens, they have to split up and go searching for stuff, and then they meet at the end and they fight the bad guy, and then shifting from one scene to another. And personally I prefer sometimes that you can have a more serious, longer arcs where they focus on one thing at a time. For example, in Dragon Ball, which I'm also watching now, that's an excellent show when it comes to having seriousness over a longer time, and longer battles where they focus on the battle. But yeah, I guess One Piece is a bit different there. So you can't. It would have been weird maybe if the author changed it for just this show. I hope you all understand what I'm trying to say there. But it still is a 9 out of 10 on the entertainment value for One Piece. It definitely deserves a 9 out of 10 on the entertainment value, and overall, as mentioned, it's a 9 of 10. I could have talked for hours about One Piece. It would have been great talking with someone about it. Maybe someone listening to this podcast has strong opinions about One Piece, and as you know, with over 900 episodes, there is still a lot of stuff that I haven't been talking about in this episode. I have been trying to be talking generally about One Piece now, but still it's been more than 20 minutes of talking, so I'm getting really tired in my voice now. I think definitely if you like shonen animes and you have watched a bit and you can get used to a lot of various art styles, you can definitely enjoy watching One Piece. If you like a lot of action, if you like fantasy, if you like adventure, if you like comedy, there is a lot of good comedy in One Piece. One of the better ones there, also gotta mention that. If you like colors, a lot of action, a lot of over-the-top action. And if you like creativity from another world and big worlds, this show is for you guys. So with that said, I'm gonna stop it there.